soccer.
El Clasico.
Specifically El Clasico.
Yes.
The biggest rivalry in all of sports. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's an opinion.
Pretty
but,
close, though.
It's pretty big. Real Madrid versus Barcelona at the Camp Nou, the new camp in Barcelona, Spain. Great match.
They
Great
never
match.
disappoint.
It was huge because you have Barcelona, who was 1 point up in La Liga over Real Madrid.
Yep.
This is a huge match. Real Madrid need at worst a tie.
Yeah.
They at least needed a tie. They just couldn't. Barcelona held their own. They played great defense, and
Absolutely.
they won 2-1.
Got themselves their 3 points. Up
Another
4 now.
4 points, yeah.
It's going to be a good race to see who wins this league right now. But no, it was a good match. There were a few misses in this game, but for the most part, I loved the Luis Suarez goal. I thought was a great little setup from Dani Alves.
He's had a slow start in Barcelona.
Absolutely.
Huge season in Liverpool last year.
Absolutely.
Huge season in Liverpool.
Barcelona's big three and Neymar, Messi, Suarez, I feel like they're really starting to come into their own, and it's scary to think that they're starting to do that now. You know?
It's crazy, though, to think about Real Madrid, just how stacked that team is. Yeah. And Barcelona's stacked, too, but Real Madrid, with all the talent, with Cruz and, Ronaldo and Gareth Bale, all these, $100 million players. I mean, one of the most expensive teams in the world. And they make the Yankees look silly sometimes with how much they pay for these players.
Yeah.
But Carlo Ancelotti, their coach, they still can't get over. They just can't dominate like they should. They should dominate, but they can't.
Yeah, you think they'd run away with it? And it looked that way actually at the start of the season. It looked like they were
because Barcelona was struggling.
Yeah, it looked like they were steamrolling, but now they just kind of hit that wall a little bit. I mean, they're going to be fine. We're talking about Real Madrid. They're going to be okay. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely a little bumpy right now for them.
But Barcelona, let's talk about Barcelona. They are into the next round of the Champions League in Europe. Yes. They beat Man City. Do you think they're the clear favorites to win Champions League and also win La Liga, if you had to pick?
La Liga, there's a good chance, yes. Champions League, I mean, there's so many top clubs there. I mean, when you look at Bayern, you look at PSG, you look at, oh my goodness, Juventus is still in there. So there's some good clubs. I mean, there's a lot of competition left, So, I mean, they could, but I wouldn't call them a favorite.
Talk about rivalries. I made a claim just a second ago saying this is the greatest rivalry in all of sports. Maybe that's a little bit too bold. That's a personal thing. It depends on what kind of sport you like. Some people don't like soccer. What is your favorite rivalry in all of sports?
All right, well, I'm going to be a little biased here. I grew up in Chicago. I'm a Bears fan. So, growing up in Chicago's a football town. It's a Bears town, and we hate the Packers. So, it's the oldest rivalry in pro football. And, yeah, in my opinion, that's my favorite. But I would definitely say, El Clasico, I mean, when you look at, people all over the world drop what they're doing to watch this game, I mean, that's big.
For me, I'm going to go with college basketball. I'm a huge Duke fan. I love Duke. So, Duke, North Carolina is my favorite. Every time, whether it's in Durham or it's in Chapel Hill, it's always a big game. The team's always big. North Carolina hasn't been as good as they used to be. Well, it's not like the old Dean Smith and Coach K days. Williams is a great coach, but they just haven't had those Stackhouses and Vince Carters and even Tyler Hansborough. So that's my favorite match. Well, we're out of time. Time's flying by today. It's going too fast.